part of the code base Carr has looked at, he might be chuckling to himself right now.
Sorry, what? I wasn't even paying attention.
He's like, I'm not listening to you.
How after I work,
it's not Monday through Friday. I don't care about this stuff.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dog.
I'm not getting paid for this right now.
How after my time in the
channel, just like,
work,
nope, not doing that.
Yeah. After my time working there, I really wanted a code, like a more self-documenting code, which is why I went for Java.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're missing 2, and they're gonna be late. Yeah, alright, sweet, so we're ready. I've got everything up. Quick recap, not that too much happened besides the fact that you guys all met up and then started traveling in a pack, and you got to do some fine dining, yep, and then you guys went to the barracks to do some training and sparring, and that is where we ended. Alright, so everyone who, you know, some people meditated, some people sparred, some people hit practice dummies, but it's now around 4 p.m. It's only been a couple of hours now since you guys have gathered. It's probably about 4 or 5. It's your story. Yeah, around, you guys ate around 2, I think. Okay. Just so you know, if you're going back to the temple, I think the food stall, if I remember correctly, was here, and the temples are here. Just so you know. Yeah, you guys went south because you guys went to the inn with Kay, and she went to the God, it wasn't the Boar's Head. Give me one sec. It was the Maelstrom Inn, and then from there you guys went to get food, which led you here. Here. It's probably like right here. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Depends. Alright, so she's just gonna stay there while everyone else heads out. Okay. For the sake of story, and that I don't know what they're gonna do, Biggledoon and Kay will also be staying at the barracks. So, you three can head out, and you begin your trek. Yeah, about, I would say, 15-20 minutes by foot. Okay, so when you start at, depending on where you start sketching, you'll see, obviously, the Craftsman's Terrace, a lot of armor, weapons, different shop openings, still a wide range of people, and as you move closer and closer to the residential district, down here you'll see just a little bit shabbier housing, you know, little rundown windows, you know, but you see more non-humans as you go. Not all humans, but the exception of Claire, though, you probably haven't noticed anybody in really nice clothes. Let's put it that way. And Claire was the elf at the Adventurers Guild that assisted you. Yeah, you don't see any Dragonborn, so... Yep, I already rolled, so any RPing you want to do is free to you. And if you want to just arrive there, just let me know. Alright. So, so Biggledoon, I'll give you the option since you weren't too late. Emmy has stayed at the barracks for another additional probably hour or so to train. As Silver and Donar have decided to go back to the food cart before their way to the temples. So you have the option to stay with Emmy or go with Donar's group. Alright, sweet. If you're going to switch up any type of thing besides just meditation, let me know. I'll bounce back to your group to see how you want to spend that second half. But, alright. So, yep, you guys see, it is now roughly, what it said it was like 4 o'clock. It's about 4:20-ish, 4:25. Blaze it. Go ahead. Yep, and the guy notices you guys, and it's like, back for more. Oh, I hope that filled you up. Food good. Food real good. Alright, to do that, just to let you know, so they're right here, right? So if you keep heading to the temple is up here in the church district, so you'll have to, like, either come up this way through the tower. It's not close. I think he thought, based off of where we stopped last time, initially that this was on the way, but it really wasn't. You guys had to kind of sidetrack, right? You guys took a detour probably, like, down here. Yeah. Yeah, you pop there. Yeah, so everyone should at least have a vague idea of where the temple is, seeming how that's where you all met. Here's the thing, though, is he's never probably gone from the temple to where he is right now. Yeah, it's a good reaction, and the guards are gonna have the same reaction. So at that point, when you crest to like 60 feet, you see some towers, and some guards are trained just right on you. It is I mean, there's a lot of magic in this town, but yeah. I mean, they're not attacking you, right? They're just bows are out. Like, what the fuck? Here's an angel wing. And just throw your feathers at him. God. I think I hate you. The guards, again, they're just more wary. Kind of similar to everybody else. Normal humans, or humanoids that take flight, are worthy to be cautious of. So... yeah, so they're not like, you know, there's magical items that allow flight and stuff like that, but, you just have their attention. Let's put it this way, they're not yelling at you, telling you to get down, like, you know, they're just looking at you, and, you know, if you were to try something, they would, you know, probably be ready to snipe you at the sky. But yeah, if you want to make yourself, from up top, you can see that if you head straight north, you see the symbol of, or the Temple of Bahamut. Besides the tower that's in front of you, is the second largest building. So you now have enough of a vague idea, even if you don't want to fly there, to know, okay. Alright. I need you to roll me an Arcana check. That tower feels really weird. You feel a little queasy if you fly too close to it. The major no, the tower in the very center. Okay. Are you gonna fly to the left, over Market's Place Terrace, or are you gonna go to the right? Okay. Alright. Yep. So you're able to fly there. If you're taking aerial view in stock, you can give me a perception. If you don't care, you can just go straight to the church district. Alright. There is a high tower with the symbol of Bahamut. Like, it's huge. Yep. Yeah, it's flat. Yep. Alright. I'm gonna bounce back to Silver and Donar. After you watched the Hawks wannabe just kind of, you know. Donar. Mm-hmm. No, I was hoping you could tell me how he just burst wings out of his back and just flew. My guess would be that's not a normal human. Yeah, I mean, Donar has wings too. Only 'cause you can't. Yep. It's true. Not the... Oh my god. Not to mention the fact that, I mean, there's items and stuff that are shaped like magical items that could be wings, right? But, So, but yeah, no one expected that in your area. The guards didn't expect that, and luckily everybody else is kind of blind. So no one even decided to look up, so no one even knows you're there. Or at least you don't feel like anyone knows you're there. Let's put it that way. But yeah, back to Donar. Donar's group. Okay. What does do you tell them the proper word for pepper? 'Cause that's on silver. If you don't know the word, no, you know the word. I'm saying he asks you in the middle of his sentence, hey, what's the word he asks you in Draconic, what's the word for pepper in common? Okay. Yeah, I just want to give you never want to assume that your character is going to give out the proper information, especially since your last character definitely wouldn't have. Obviously, because this character is completely different than Nerith. Nerith would have killed this guard. Or at least tried to. Nerith would already be in prison in this world. Yeah, probably. You fucking already have like 3 kills under his belt. Yeah. Alright, but anyway. So, roll a persuasion check for me. No, Donar. Or intimidation. Alright. I feel like this is worth it. Alright. Guy looks at you, he's like, oh yeah, definitely, always in the market. You said new pepper? Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. What does the pepper look like? Okay. So he takes that. He's never seen, obviously, any pepper like this, right? So the first thing he does is, do you just give him one? One large pepper? Okay. Yeah, so the first thing he does is he slices off the tip and the tail of the jalapeno, right? Because at least that is probably very common from what he sees. He takes the tip, though, and he starts chewing on it. And he can tell that this might be the hottest pepper he's ever had, because he immediately kind of swallows and then kind of has some liquid on the side and kind of swishes that in his mouth and goes, whew! All right, let's get some high heat, and he starts following your direction. I want you to. So you're coaching him through this, right? All right, I want you. Yep, I want you to still to. There's no profession. Yeah, normally. Yeah, you could use a cooking tool. Like same to like a thieves tool or a cooking tool. Yeah. Could add the item. Yep. Yep, sounds good. So 12? Or 10 total. Okay. Through your broken common, some words, the heat management wasn't the best that it could have been, but it's, you know, it will give him the idea of how to cook with the spice. As he makes, looks like rice over, he decided to put it in almost like a curry. And he tries a small, you know, rice with the pepper, with the curry that he just made, and he's just, it's like, whew, here, have some. This is good. Yeah. You guys are used to this food, so yeah, I would say like it's a unique take on it, because I don't know if curry is big on your area of where you guys are growing up. You can make that determination, but my guess is unique flex, and yes, it's still very good. Yeah, that works, man. You could stuff it. Man, that sounds amazing. Yeah, but remember, this guy is mostly soup based. So, yep. So, oh, like for the seeds. He goes, well, I can't. Yeah, we don't have peppers like that. This might be worth a lot of money. I would feel weird just taking this from you. Yeah, if you think it can grow, so if it likes high temp, the desert area might be perfect for growing. Is there anything else I would need to know about growing the pepper? Okay. Okay. Yeah, he kind of nods his understanding on that. He asks, how much does the do the seeds need water? Like, he asks you a lot of questions. Like, is this like a cactus level, or is this like a hydrangea, or I'm watering it all the time? Does it not need water? Alright, that gives him an understanding. Alright, sweet. So he graciously accepts and he goes, I'll make you guys a deal on top of that while we're waiting for the plants to grow. As long as I have enough money to pay for taxes and to provide for my family, you guys eat for free. So is the way. Such is the way. That's what it is. Okay. Oh, yeah, thank you all. My name's, my name is, Kradar. Okay. Yeah, Jareet, that's a Donar. Gotcha. And he looks towards Silver. Oh, Silver. Much easier to say. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you both, and thank you so much for sharing some of your craft. Cooking is fun. Alright, and then I imagine you guys will awkwardly stare at each other for like good 10 seconds before Donar starts walking towards the temple. Alright. Well, you're already at the temple, Silver, so, well, before you got there, you're probably, while this is all transpired, that's probably enough time for you to get there, but I'm gonna switch to the barracks real quick to Emmy and Biggledoon and see what they feel like doing, or if they how they're going to continue their training. Okay. Alright, roll an attack for me on the sparring dummy or the Tommy rolls, if you're going to use those. Whatever you're going to use, just roll an attack. You didn't hit a 19 or a 20 though, did you? Okay. Alright, sweet. So you feel good though. That's obviously excellent strikes. Alright, Biggledoon. Yes, there's a whole bunch. This is for all of the barracks, and the barracks are pretty large. Alright, go ahead and also roll an attack for me, Biggledoon. Roll it.
Baby.
22.
Not feeling good.
Alright, neither's a 19 or a 20 though, right? Okay. Yep, yeah, again, excellent strikes. You actually, like, I'm gonna pit, and the way I'm picturing this mine is you see Emmy kind of, like, flawlessly strike, and you go, oh yeah? And you walk up and you just start, like, and you're striking bare hands, you said? Well, with your staff? And are you using your real sword, or did you take one of the practice? No, they wouldn't be any bokens. They'd be wooden, like, long swords. So yeah, you leave, obviously, deep grooved edges, and you're not trying to destroy the thing, right? But... yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you get marks, but Big Ol' Dune's like, oh yeah? And he's taking his wooden quarterstaff and leaving these huge dig lines. Like, obviously he can strike a lot harder because he's, you know, he's not going to creep it, but he starts cracking it, just almost like displaying his strength to you. Damn, alright, roll. Alright, yep. Okay. So one of them actually, like, you're like, oh, you're hitting your stride, you're feeling good, you're getting some really nice cracks, you hear, like, almost like a splintering of, like, man, you could break this, and then you get a little too conceited, and you kind of, like, almost, it slips, like your staff slips, and you just... yeah, the second one, you manage to, like, catch it on the dummy, and it almost looks like an attack, but you definitely kind of stumble a little bit. Beautiful. Alright, now before you guys tell me what you're gonna do next, let me jump back to God, names, especially 6 of them. Give me 1 sec. Don't tell me. I need to memorize these all the time. Ez. Alright, jumping back to Ez. Ezranath is standing on top of my Bahamut's temple. Alright. You've got a lay of the land. The only thing taller than you is the tower. What do you want to do? I'm sorry, is there a what? I would say people would notice it. Like, if you were to try to, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna stay here for the night, right? Like... okay, yeah, like, you could probably put a bedroll down there and would be good. No one's gonna go up there. But, like, anything that crests over that top, people look at this church and go here all the time. It's probably the most used temple. But yeah, if you want to do a bedroll to be like, alright, this is where I'm gonna sleep, yeah, you can definitely do that. And you feel like no one's going to notice you. Except apparently the... okay. Never mind. Can you roll a perception for me? Alright, with the 14, you do notice that the roof, though, does have a hatch. This isn't like a, it's a small hatch. It's, you know, let's put it this way, Donar is not going to fit through it. But yeah, it definitely has, there's roof access. Just to give you a heads up. What's the heaviest thing you have? Okay, we'll see if that's enough. It's a romance novel. Okay, we'll give it a thick part. Okay. Yeah, I mean. Alright. You won't catch me alive! Alright. Are you doing anything up besides setting up a little room for yourself up there? Stare down, you mean? Because it's below you? I imagine you're on the roof, so it's gonna be below you. Gotcha. Alright. No, remember, you're on top of the tower. It's below you. Oh, no, sorry, my bad in terms of visual. So, you're on the very top, you're on the roof. There is no other flat part besides this big, and then below you is this huge symbol of Bahamut. It looks like it's etched into the stone. Yeah, and there's no bells, sorry, Sam. So it can't become the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Welcome, though, by the way. I know. Okay, roll another perception for me, please, Ez. With a 17, Donar, are you being stealthy on your way back to the church district, or are you just stomping around? No reason to be, but obviously... Yeah, well, you're a 7-foot-tall dragonborn. You stand out like, you see them coming. No, he's looking at the emblem on the church. So it's on the church itself. No. Because then that would give you a defining thing of what he looks like, and he purposely doesn't want to do that. Okay. Oh, hey, I finally rolled something. Alright, give me one sec. I've been rolling encounter dice forever. I finally rolled an encounter. That is an encounter. Not to spoil the surprise. Okay. Alright, Donar and Silver, both of you roll a perception check for me. Okay. Alright, well, Donar is fixed on the symbol of Bahamut as he's walking to the church. But out of the corner of Silver's eye, you see this really, like, it's a red book just sitting on, right in front of the entrance. Like, off to the side. It stands out, to you at least. Yeah. Okay. You both noticed the book? It's like a blood red book, by the way. It's like crimson red. Yeah, it's sitting in the middle of the road. This is still a very busy road. Well, since you've seen them and now you see them looking, roll a perception for as if you can.
I'm feeling, bud.
That was the loudest fart I've ever heard from a dog. I might have picked that up on my mic. Jesus Christ. So for 16, you can see that they're looking at something, but you can't make out what it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, people almost stepping on it, but not quite. But no one's, like, looking down to go pick it up. You're, like, right in front of it. This is probably around the area that, you stopped the wagon. If you were looking at that emblem, you might have noticed them. Roll a perception for me. Roll a perception. Yeah, you don't see anything. Yeah, they're walking around it. People have come close to like knocking it or kicking it, but no one's done it. You get the feeling that people are not noticing it because they don't care, not because they can't see it. Almost like walking past litter. Okay. Did either of you read Celestial? I'll let you roll another perception with advantage. Man, it's you could tell obviously they're looking at some object and it's on the ground, but you just can't make out what it could be. Alright, you guys got at least 10 seconds before, of action before, Hawks, lands on you. Yep. I mean... Yeah. Yeah, how loud are his wings? I don't know. I can't answer that question. Yeah, most of the time you do not. Yeah, hummingbird. Ready? No, to glide. Yeah, you wouldn't hear him. If you were looking up at the symbol, I'd give you a perception, but I don't even think. All right, as you are now, you've landed, and you've seen that book. Here, let me type to you because only you should know this. All right, roll.
What's the matter, buddy?
Did you touch it? All right, roll a con check for me.
What you doing? No, no more butt trumpet. No more.
7? All right,
No more
you
butt
pick it up. You're fine.
buddy. No more. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. I'll do that a lot. It's my favorite thing to do, to tell you to roll when it doesn't matter. That's a really low roll.
Yeah, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh.
You open it? As far as you know. Okay. Sweet. One of the more tame encounters. But I love how when you say, oh, this is an encounter, everyone's like, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. There's a book on the floor. Let's stop. He picked up the book. Someone lynch him. I know. You played it fun. You're fine. I think it's funny. It was definitely one of the more tamer things I can roll, but it could still be very interesting. That's on you. Just to let you know, it's only 5 o'clock. Alright, so as soon as you walk in the building, the Grand Cleric himself greets you. Yeah. Yeah, man. Almost. It's a little eerie. And he, oh, you're back. Here, let me show you to where you're going to, where we've made a spot for you to stay. And he brings you to the left wing of the temple. You can see that upon passing, some of the other clergy member have almost like think of military barracks bunk beds, like bunk bed style, and then you go through that big room with a whole bunch of bunks into a medium-sized room where there's a bed and a cot, and then you go past that room and it's a large room where there's 2 beds set up, and it's much better than the room previously in, but you guys have enough space and lodging to obviously stay. On the center of this room is a rug, giant, I would say like a good 10-foot rug, that is just a symbol of Bahamut. I would, he would look at you and he would say, we don't allow non-followers of Bahamut to stay here, and every lodging in here is treated by people's donations and gatherings to Bahamut is what we live off of. So no, we would not allow lodgings for non-followers, let alone non-clergymen or non-chapel. Or non-chosen by Bahamut himself. Yeah, he would look and he'd be like, it's not necessary. Anything you need to serve Bahamut's will, we are here to help you. He would say normally there is a barracks type bath scenario where it's like open stall. It's off to the right of that barracks room that you have. However, you guys, you are prestigious guests. If this doesn't work, we can set up your own bathing quarters. You know. Oh yes, we have a Zen garden. Oh yeah, it's right behind your room. Like your room leads out to this open giant like Zen garden with a whole sand pit. It's funny is even though there's no Asian roots to this continent, Emmy would know exactly what this room is. The pose, he does it back to you. Hand over fist, bow. He bows much lower than both of you do. Alright, we going to sleep at like 5:30? Okay. So when you enter, this lot is it's almost like an open courtyard. If Ez were to look on the opposite side instead of the symbol, he would see down into this big giant sand pit, some rocks that are there. Also some shrubbery in the back. Like this is a very peaceful state, and strangely enough, no one is there. If I would say if you stay there until like 6, you'll have one person who's doing landscaping, and is also trying to be as quiet as possible. Yep, and this is definitely an area to do so. You can tell that this place is for quiet meditation and is rarely used by any of the clergy of Bahamut. Alright, so while you guys are settling down and putting stuff away, let's, I know what this is doing. And I did give you a oh. First off, that was Kay, I think, that you told you could stay there, not as. Alright, well, you guys are at the temple. I'm gonna flip to the other, group now. Alright, barracks peeps. It's around 5 o'clock. We're gonna reverse the time a little bit to obviously help you guys catch up. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it'd be the same guard. Yeah, the same gnome that let you here. He's looks like he's still out front. The gnome just looks at you and he's like, definitely the tower. And you guys have just registered there, so I would just finish your registration. So the tower is a strange place. You won't catch me in there at all. I mean, I've never been, but people say you can see, there's riches to be had, and also extreme danger. And this danger is good enough for me as I stare off into the desert. Oh, yeah, stories are great. I love stories. Let's keep them at that. At this point, he does recall, he goes, from what I've seen, there's even rare material, which is why there's such an interest in it, is that you come back with ore that we never even found on our plane, and the craftsmen will actually hire adventurers to collect stuff like that, as well as other things, as, you kill, there's even, I hear, dragons and stuff in there, and obviously, anything made of dragon, as I'm sure you're well aware of, as he stares at you, it could be worth a boatload. Even he kind of like, I don't mean to offend. She's confused. Gotcha. I love it. Would you guys name yourselves again? The Dwarven Caravan, or was it the Caravan? The Caravan, the Dwarven Dragons. That's right. That's the name of your guild or adventuring party. Yeah. No, she did not. She just made a decision. Yeah, well, here we are. Sure. Yeah, yeah, Kay's there. I didn't move Kay, so Kay's with Emmy. I saw your note before we started, so. Alright. As you guys are there, I want all three of you to roll a perception for me. Yep. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright. Alright, so the, Biggledoon, you may notice the other two people who glance up, but, the people that everybody else, you see, with a 20, you could tell it's Ez. With a 16, you see this weird human-shaped, bird in the sky. Yes. You can make whatever assumption you want. If you were to say that, though, Kay will be like, yeah, that's it, if she wants. Man, that's racist. You do not see Donara Silver. I'm taking an offense for all of Dragonborn, okay? Jesus. I hate this group. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so you see as traveling north. He is past the tower at this point. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about Kay being poor. I did. A dojo? Oh, restaurant. There we go. Yeah. The Avengers. Oh, I know where this stemmed from. Not the Avengers Guild. Got it. Got a new name for your guild now. Emiko's Avengers. That name is dumb. Alright, no, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, let me roll. I don't think there's going to be another encounter, since there was one. Okay, yep, nope. Any RPing you want to do, you don't really notice anything out of place as you guys are walking. So if you guys are talking about the Adventures Guild. Damn, I'm so sorry. You live your life. If you want to die, I'll help you. Alright. So you guys arrive to the event. Yeah, no, you can be allergic to chocolate. Yep, you can be allergic to the milk or cocoa. That'll teach him. I was on mute. I don't even know why this time. Yep. You entered the guild hall. Looks exactly like it did last time. Still a lot of people, even for 5 o'clock. With that big cherry wood countertop with Claire still behind it. Mm-hmm. Well, generally there's an orientation for your first time, where we would explain obviously how to go it. You get a unique item that is branded just for people climbing the tower, and then you can go. And she took a quick glance. She goes, "But you're gonna need more than 3. We don't allow a team of less than 4."
I see you, pretty boy. I see you.
I will be here for another 3 hours. However, you are free once you've gone through your first orientation to go at any time of night. There is added risk to going later, just because of the amount of healers that we have present may not be as plentiful and of varying skill as opposed to the ones that are on normal daytime hours. So if you're hurt too bad, it may be more difficult to recover. Yeah, that's usually the best time to go. You will see this already pretty filled guild hall even more full. Claire, by the way, at this point would chime in and say, I would try the Temple of Bahamut. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely, I would say, yeah, depending on when you would leave, if they're leaving the temple now, you guys would literally probably just be coming past each other. So yeah, if you wanted to leave for dinner, like both of you, I don't know if Ez is gonna come, this could be a scenario, as you guys walk out the door, you could see the other group. I would have you roll perception to see them leave, but you've been doing that really badly, so I'm just gonna give it to you. I know, right? True. Alright, roll perception for me. True. Donar, though. Okay, you definitely see them. So you guys can, if you guys are all together and going to that same soup vendor, upon reaching, and if you guys are also leaving. Yep. Alright, so as soon as you guys leave, because you would have to pass the Adventurers Guild in the tower for the most direct route anyway, you see each other. So you guys are all now back together. Walk and talk. Oh, Claire would also clarify for you, because Claire is very efficient at her job, much more efficient than the DM. The first thing in the morning is generally would be around 7 a.m. That's when her shift starts, so a lot of people will generally go when she's there. that and you kind of need her.
Go soak for a little bit.
Yeah, not to mention flying off or doing whatever.
Do you mind if I leave him here with you? Huh?
Yeah, that's fine.
You stay with Daddy.
Hey, give it time. Give it time. You gotta strengthen those baby wings for a 7-foot-tall dragon. No, he's not. He's young for Dragonborn, yes. But I wouldn't use the word baby. If you were surrounded by Dragonborns, you could probably tell he's on the younger side. But since no one else is in their backstory, no, you wouldn't probably know. Besides Silver. Silver might know. That he's a youngling. Yes, actually. This is a very young brazen group. Okay. Yeah. I rolled the encounter dice, no encounters. So, you guys can... Alright, well, they lead you to the exact same place that they always go. Oh, awesome. Welcome back, you guys. And then pours you a bowl, same thing as last time. He's gonna go to which one? Gotcha. Gotcha. God, I can't even remember what I had here in the first stall. Well, it's a stall change now, so I get to make up. Alright, we had soup. And then spicy curry stuff. Oh, that's what happened with the spice thing. But I kind of knew that with your backgrounds. So. But I did throw it together. I did decide it beforehand. This is one of the few things that isn't written into the world, so I kind of like where this is going. But yeah, I would say for sweet, you will see almost like fried food, and it's the sweetest you're going to see. Okay. Where's everybody else eating at? And the vendor behind this one is a small dwarven lady. The fried foods one. Another human. Yeah. Alright, so this food is obviously unique to Emmy, but it tastes, for me, it's even though it's very juicy, probably she wouldn't be used to food prepared like that. Since a lot of Japan's food, and Asian's food in general, is either raw or prepared, usually not like this. They do, but not like this. Not like we fry it. This is, think Southern fried. Yeah. Yeah, watch as the juices just kind of drain out. Yep. Now, food... So, yeah. Not as much as the chocolate, but, you know, it's okay. Now, I am not the best food describe visualization person, so if you guys want to help in that department, you guys feel free. Hey, whatever you want for your soup. I know, right? This is what it looks like. I know, right? I've got the right person for that. Yes! That's exactly what I was thinking of, why I said, you know, fried foods. Yeah. Yeah, and she'll have that for a cap off. That's gonna run her 2 copper pieces total. But she should have some copper now because of, so that you don't have to, like, clear out this poor person's fucking... Weird is an understatement. NANI?! What was that, S? Oh, it's so good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's really good. I watched the whole series. The anime obviously takes some weird... Let's not talk about that, because I can go on a tangent, and as the DM, it's my job to keep things on point. Yeah. Check the podcast later. The anime podcast that me and Hunter are going to start up. Because Car doesn't do anime. Well, I can't say that. He's watched anime. He just doesn't, like, sit there and consume it. Apparently Morigato and Car. Alright, let's get back on track. I've already fucked up. Back on track. Back on track. Yes. If there anybody else who wants to have a food stall conversation or talk about their food or anything specific, I know, Donar, you're kind of almost food rich with... If someone's going to pick a profession, it will be Donar and chef right now. So, if you want to do anything with this, you know, obviously the vendor guide, what did I name him? I wrote it down. Draven? Was it Draven? I wanted to do Draken, but that was from Tokyo Avengers, and I don't want the soup guy to be Draken. And anybody, speaking of anime, nothing was put down in front of you. You have food stall options. This group loves the food stalls. We don't do tavern and inns, apparently. We just do food stalls. Street food, yeah. And as I will say, street food is really good, though. So, what's up? Which show? Oh, I haven't seen it. I have a lot of stuff on my to-do list, so let's not even talk about it. Oh, alright. Yeah, anime podcast. Part 2. Oh my god, no. This is the Dungeons and Dragons, not podcast. God. Oh, he would love to make another meal. Try again with it. Yeah, he says, "Go ahead, here." And he steps out of his stall vendor and lets you take the reins, if you will. And if you're going to prepare something, I want you to treat this like we did the instruction part, except you're actually cooking. Yeah, he has cheese. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, he would have your common cheeses, like, unless you want to do something, like, insane and put, like, this is gonna have Gruyere. Just... Yeah, you'd be able to make it. Yep. Alright, do your roll. Let's see how good they come out. A 10 is okay. And anything below 10, you fucked up. That's really good. He'd be like, man, I wish I could do that. Oh, awesome. He loves it. He thinks this is a great take on it. He doesn't know if by watching he'd feel comfortable to replicate, but at least now he feels like... you almost get the sense that in his own spare time, in his own personal kitchen, and wherever he lives, he'll probably be trying to recreate it. Yep. How much seeds? Yep. Yep.
Keep them warm through desert cold nights.
That you would.
Just FYI, if you want to create a cooking skill, if you look on your D&D Beyond where skills are at the bottom, there's a little gear. You can add a custom skill there.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Thanks, Car.
That way you're not rolling intelligence checks and then adding whatever to it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and anybody else who wants to pick up different professions or skills, we'll probably just do it that way.
Sweet.
I might become a
Alright,
blacksmith.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
See?
See, while we were talking about food, my roommate gave me jalapeno poppers, actually.
Oh, wow. You're living the RP.
Yeah.
God, I wish I
you
were
missed me
me
making
too.
jalapeno poppers.
You can't get any better than that. Close your eyes, you're there. Alright. So everyone's eaten twice. Just a FYI, the rule, you don't need to eat 2 or 3 times a day. You only need to eat 1 to escape the exhaustion thing that we're doing. However, obviously you can eat as much as you want. I will say if you try to eat more than 3 times a day, there'll be con checks to see if you're sick.
Does chocolate count as a meal?
No, I'll let chocolates count as a snack. Even though if you eat enough sweets, maybe we do a con check with advantage because you've been doing this your whole life. See if you
But a
or get a
regular
sugar rush.
to see if you have diabetes.
It was more so not. I wasn't asking if she ate more than 3 meals. It was more, can chocolate substitute a meal
Yes.
by itself?
Yes, it can.
You should do double con checks. 1 to see if you're gaining weight, 1 to see if you feel sick.
Yeah, alright.
What would insulin be in D&D world?
Well,
Poison at
Asking
disadvantage
for a
on
friend.
everything.
well, the way I look at it is I think she does enough training on her own that she doesn't really gain the weight from it.
Yeah, remember,
It doesn't have to be weight gain though.
It's more like cholesterol.
I mean, Yeah, it doesn't have to be weight gain, right? But yeah, Cal's in, but you know, exercise is called Cal's out for weight gain. So, you know, if she's working hard enough, she wouldn't see anything like that. However, that won't stop high cholesterol and/or diabetes. It will
She's
help.
19. She doesn't care.
At 19, yeah, she probably doesn't. Even though we've had our cousin at a very young age diagnosed. So, and she wasn't
Well,
even
different. That was
different.
type
It was
1.
Type 1. Not
We're
type
talking
2.
about we're
But-
talking about type 2. Yeah.
No, there. You never know. I'm gonna add a diabetes condition just for you.
Gotta take my daily insulin shots.
Nice. Hey,
It's gonna be really tough.
By the way-
You'll only be able to get insulin from the tower because insulin doesn't exist in my world, so it's gonna be really rough.
You have 100 some odd floors.
We gotta climb 100 floors today so I get my week's insulin.
oh my god. Kay didn't have a second meal, by the way. He only has the one.
Okay,
He's not
good.
eating.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do before you head to your prospective
Domiciles.
Would I would have a question for him.
Go.
Well, I would ask him if he had any recommendations for where to get like tower climbing supplies, if he knew anyone.
I know nothing about the tower. All I know is adventurers walking out the tower like food. That's why I'm here.
That makes sense.
Prime business location.
Yeah.
Sense.
By the way, the tower itself, like, everything around the tower that isn't the residential district, you can tell caters to adventurers. Like food stalls right up to the residential, right in front of the tower. The marketplace has a whole bunch of armor and weaponry and, you know, potions and stuff like right there in the entrance. Like, it's definitely
the gift
catered.
shop with the I climbed the tower and all I got
and
was
I got
this
this
t-shirt.
stupid t-shirt. Yes. No, that's on the inside on the guild hall. You guys haven't been to the guild hall gift shop yet.
Little dragon plushies.
I climbed the tower and all I got was this stupid gaping head wound.
It's like
I'm
Point
a
Pleasant.
stupid-
It's like the equivalent of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. There's nothing in West Virginia, Point Pleasant, that would guarantee anyone would even go there. The only thing is Mothman. Same thing with Mon Spy. If there was no tower, there would be nothing else.
No,
This is like
That-
0 with a cross up to 1. It says, I lost 1 guildmate today.
there was this how many days before the last accident shirts?
Yeah.
It's without
Crossed out
casualties. Please tell me that there was one of those in the guild hall.
There needs to be.
Yeah, there's a how many deaths border in there. You guys just haven't noticed it.
How many deaths or how many days since a death?
How many
Or
days
both?
since a
In a
death?
month.
There's both. They
In a
track
month.
them both. The record keeping is really good. Claire does an
We got-
exceptional job.
Do they have a Deadpool going on here?
Like who's gonna die next? No, what they do have, and this is actually for real. I've written it down. Is the guild who's climbed the most towers? Like there's a ranking. Oh, I told you about that.
Yeah, you put us on the
Yep,
bottom
yep,
of it.
yep, yep. And
Yeah, I
but
can
there
see this
is-
guild hall turning to Konosuba real fast.
There is a bet pool, by the way, of who will climb the most this month.
How do we level up in their rankings?
You climb the tower.
climb the tower?
Okay.
It's floor based, so you started at 0 because this group hasn't climbed the tower.
What's the tower?
What is the tower?
Okay,
is
okay,
it?
let's just go to sleep so we can go in the tower. I would since we had all regrouped, I would mention that unfortunately I was not able to find a place at the temple for what was the
Kay.
character's name again?
Okay.
Kay? Yeah, it was Kay. Yeah, I would tell Kay that that unfortunately.
You're not worthy enough.
Yeah. No, that is not how I would phrase it.
You'd also tell her in what, Dwarven?
I think Dwarvish is what
The
you
shared
choose.
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not common.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have
Dwarvish.
my character get slowly better at common over the course of the
Yeah, seeing how
thing. but,
everybody
like,
else in this world is going to speak to you in common.
It's either get used to it or get fluffed behind.
Yep. Get dragged
Well,
through
like-
the streets.
Yeah.
Did I
Go ahead.
for the room? Did I pay for the room up front or do you
You
pay
did.
later?
You pay
Okay.
in advance for how many rooms you think you're going to need.
It was one room for one night.
Yep.
Okay. So, Kay's gonna. Who's telling him this? The Dwarvish? I forgot the character name. Donar?
Donar. I've done
Yeah.
a really good job of remembering names.
Much
Good
better.
job. Yeah. Kay tells Donar, it's like, hey, it's alright. I already paid for a room. I appreciate the sentiment, especially since we just met.
Back in Dwarvish or Common?
Dwarvish.
He's never
Courtesy,
Gonna,
if
he's
someone's-
never going to learn if you keep catering to his disability.
He just met him today. I don't think he gives a shit yet.
That's fair.
About
It's just muttering in Celestial something unrecognizable.
Kay becomes a linguist out of spite.
Hey, there's spells. Comprehend languages.
There's also
There
feats
is.
you can take to just
Yep.
instantly
just to
learn
instantly
like
learn.
3 languages.
Uh-huh.
That, and in my world, if you want to take time to learn a language, you can go ahead and start doing so. Obviously, it's not just I want to do this and I do nothing else. You'll have to spend time doing it, but whatever.
I mean,
Well-
I've been speaking common as much as I can, and just for
Yeah,
convenience.
well, you know Common.
Yeah.
You just don't know it very well. And you will level up that skill as you feel fit for your character. So, all right.
Yeah.
Anybody want to do anything else before you go to your perspective beds to sleep in? And if I remember correctly, Kay is in the Maelstrom, Biggledoon and Emmy are in the Boar's Head and then we have Silver, Donar, and Ez technically in Temple of Bahamut.
Well, Ez isn't in the Temple of Bahamut
No.
so much as he's on the
On.
Temple of Bahamut.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I'm gonna thank God it doesn't rain here.
Oh yeah. I was actually thinking of a plan for that.
It is a desert city, so
Well, I mean that makes it a lot easier, and I don't have to worry about lighting a fire.
yeah, desert. It'll get chilly at night, but you'll be all right.
Yeah. Before everyone leaves,
Good.
or at least before Emmy leaves, Kay wants to tell him, he's like, hey, like, you know, I'll see you tomorrow early.
Okay.
Please show up. Don't leave me hanging.
Don't leave me
I
here.
will be there.
Thanks.
She will probably be there before anybody else.
Sounds about right.
All right.
No, I mean, I think Donar and Silver would likely be there first, given that we're literally sleeping there.
Roll, I guess, to see who gets there faster.
I would argue that the church district is probably the furthest away from the tower.
Well, no, we were meeting in front of the temple, I thought.
No, we were meeting
Oh.
in front of the guild.
Okay, then yeah, never mind.
Ez is
Both
Anyway.
inns are equidistant to the tower, but I would say the church is probably the furthest away. Because in my mind, you have this big scraping tower. I want to build a big building to Bahamut. I'm not going to put it next to the thing that makes it look like a dwarf.
Yeah, I do get that, but I did say earlier that I wanted to get there an hour before, so I would have prepped to
Alright.
try to get there.
Well,
Oh, I
everyone-
know
Yeah,
most other
and if-
people are doing that.
Everyone's
If he was gonna do that,
splitting
I'd
up.
go too.
Well, before we get to the daytime, everyone's splitting up and going back to their respective beds.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna roll.
Ez is flying back.
So, just to let everyone know, Kay, you're by yourself.
He knows, but he doesn't have a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay.
He's he probably has his belongings like in the same bed as him, like his little sack, because
Okay.
he doesn't trust that there isn't a fucking lock on this door.
Wait, are you visibly poor? Just wondering.
I mean, he doesn't look rich. It's not like he's
Okay, so
got,
you don't
like,
look like you're slumming it per se then.
no, like
Okay.
it's not like he has scraps, but he's certainly like nothing of great quality by
Okay,
far.
Okay, I just want to make sure that it isn't just like clearly you're suffering and I'm not noticing. Okay. I mean, it sounds like you're not really pointing it out until after you're alone. You start like like hugging your stuff when you're by yourself.
Just huddle up in your room that's locked from the outside and start crying.
You know, he might just cry because you know what? Today was a long ass day and very confusing.
All right.
Well,
I need everyone to roll on their way back to their respective rooms with the groups that you're in. Perception.
No.
Yeah.
8.
7.
Wow,
Our group
that's
is
long.
too much.
3.
18.
Like, come on.
17. My boy pulls through again.
Okay.
Rarely.
All right, let's break this down. We'll start with Kay. So as Kay is going down, you do notice a lot of people in cloaks over their head. But since you kind of hard stare at them real quick, they don't move on you, and you're able to get to Ugard's relatively safely, to the Maelstrom. But you have a feeling that you are being cased. You felt eyes on you.
Okay.
All right, for Biggledune and Emmy, as you walk towards the Boar's Head and you see a person, a human, standing on a wooden box, clad in white with a white cloak, and you can hear, it. Just a lot of words that are like Bahamut, this and Bahamut that, and if you choose to pay attention, you could tell that they're trying to get more people to donate to Bahamut and to visit the church.
Yeah, I just completely ignored that.
I figured you would. Biggledon.
I'm gonna walk by and just kind of like, I want to try and memorize what they look like.
Mhm.
And I want to try and get a sense of what they smell like.
Okay. So as you get closer, you see that this is a human with blonde hair and blue eyes. He is fairly short. He's like 5'4". He smells like I would say like oil that's not like crude oil, like scented oil, but more like a rosy type.
Okay.
And as you approach, you can see that he's collecting donations, like through a bucket that's like on his soapbox and stuff like that.
Is he talking about like? Is he mentioning anything for like donating to the poor, that kind of thing?
Oh no, he does not. This is strictly for the church, as far as you can gather. The
Okay.
church needs your help. We do so much good for the city and the betterment of the temple, and we,
followers of Bahamut, hear our praises and give us money.
yeah, more or less.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of like walk by and I want to look down in. I want to keep my hands up, but I want to like look down in the bucket and just kind of get an assess of
It's got money in it.
how it's going.
It's going well.
Okay.
This is the most.
It's going well.
Yes, this guy has. If you sit and listen, despite the fact that I'm doing a poor job of actually saying what he's saying, he speaks very well. This is a man who's done many public speeches and done very well. Parcel tongue. Wait, that's something else.
Is there a place across from him that I can just sit and listen?
He's doing this mostly on a street corner, but yeah, there'd be another, you probably could, like, either sit against the other side of the street, like, there's houses against it, so you'd be able to do that. He does have a small following of people listening to him, and some people just walking by and just dropping, copper pieces and, into the bucket.
I'm gonna sit here for a little bit.
Okay.
And then just kind of keep an eye out, kind of zoning in and out in a meditative, state, and just kind of let it wash over me. What he's saying and stuff, and keep an eye out for thieves.
Okay. Yep. You don't see anybody, everyone, from what you can tell, people seem to respect this person more than try to steal from him. Like, even what you would target as thieves are people that, seem to give a wide berth. Like, even your instincts of people, of judging people, right? You're so used to kind of catching people who, you'd be like, yeah, they might steal. People that you've even pegged will look at you and trying to case you, and then when they see you kind of gauging them back, will then decide, obviously, against it. But they definitely go nowhere near Bahamut's bucket. Or this dude's bucket.
Cool. I'll just sit here and kind of wait till he leaves, just like I said, letting the words roll over me.
Gotcha. Sweet. And Emmy's going straight to the bed, right?
Yep.
Alright.
I don't even know if she noticed that Biggle
didn't.
broke off.
Alright, she makes it to the Boar's Head Inn with no issue. And the other dragon-esque group with the Azamar. You guys...
I don't know if you're looking at... Are you looking at D&D Beyond so you know what we rolled?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys see nothing of interest, and you get there with no issues. Almost like people don't fuck with Dragonborns.
Yeah. Yeah, almost. Yeah.
It's also a little difficult to fuck with someone who's flying,
Oh, did you choose to fly back?
I did.
Yeah, then you don't. You definitely. Would you roll for perception? Specifically, let me take a look real quick, because you might notice something different.
Yeah.
I see Kay's roll. I see Donar's roll.
I had
I see an
a
11.
11. All right, yeah, you're kind of focused on obviously just flying back. You don't see anything besides these, speck of dots that you call humans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, besides Emmy, there's no human in this group, so I can be human racist.
I'm okay with this.
Huh?
I'm okay with this. I'm in favor of this.
Yep.
Oh.
So you guys all reach your beds except Biggledoon. Close to this guy stays here probably until like 7:30 p.m. before he packs up with his I almost said winnings. his donations, and it starts heading back to the church. But he does notice.
Okay.
He does notice you and walks up to you, and he puts his fist inside of his hand and kind of bows down to you, and says, "I noticed you seeming to watch me and listen. It seemed like you were trying to make sure that we weren't stolen from."
Yeah, I'm a thief catcher by trade, and leaving a bucket out that like that full of money just it invites the wrong sort.
Normally you'd be correct, but people in this town respect Bahamut enough to not try to steal from them or incur, their wrath. But nevertheless, we appreciate it. And he takes out 2 copper pieces, and he puts it in your palm.
Oh, thanks. And I'll take one and I'll flip it back into the bucket.
Sweet.
Put the other one away.
So add a copper piece to your inventory.
Okay.
1 full copper piece.
It'll get
One
you
full copper
Hey,
piece.
that gets you a meal.
Rich bitch.
That gets you a meal here in this world. Well, maybe not a year in. You're staying.
I
at the
could get a
North
meal
West
for
Inn.
less than that now.
Yeah, you get it for the grand old thing of nothing, as long as you go to the same stall. And as long as he keeps getting income. Which, by the way, I roll for.
I would imagine once he starts being able to introduce those new peppers, that would be helpful.
Yeah?
Also, I'd probably pay him still at some point. I don't know. I might have forgot. Well, I wouldn't have paid that time because I made him food, but still.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way. So, night's over. Biggledoon, yep, you make it back with no issues, so. You guys can
Nice.
sleep, and then, nothing should happen. Let me roll. Yep, nothing happens, so you guys all sleep normally. Does any character prone to being late and or oversleeping?
I'm gonna assume. What time do you say we got back to the ends?
You guys probably got back around about 6:30, 7 o'clock ish.
Yeah, so Emmy's probably going to bed at 9, and she's gonna be up at 5.
All right. Yeah, Emmy's backstory leads me to believe she is a scheduled, rigid. I wake up early, I go to sleep early, and and then I'll train, right, or I'll do
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, that makes sense. No, I just want to open us up a slot for anybody whose character may not be. I don't want to use the word responsible, but not an early riser. Like when I play Zareth is habitually a late sleeper and always late.
It would probably be a late sleeper because of usually I'd be thief hunting at night, but since I haven't been doing that,
So you
I would
you went to
probably
bed on time then.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just want someone to know that if you say, yes, I'm a late sleeper or something like that, I'm not going to, say, all right, well, you're always going to wake up late. It would just be a check, and it would just be like a DC of 10. So if you
I'm
want
more likely to wake up on time early than go to bed late.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this group, based off your backstories, are early risers and more responsible. The only exception would be Kay, I think.
Given the preference
Did they even
for
sleep?
for individual responsibility and excellence, then we would probably get up pretty early.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine
It's the nature of things. We have to follow the way that nature intended.
All right, well then you can all wake up when you intend to. Emmy's gonna wake up at 5.
I have no idea how much time, actual physical time, does it take to travel from the temple to
The tower?
the guild? Yeah.
I
or
would say
to the guild
15 minutes
specifically.
on foot.
Then we probably would have to get up because we said an hour before they open. It opens at 7, you said?
It's open 24 hours, but yes, the
Oh.
open is as
Or
far
no,
as when
or-
Claire is going to be there and orientation will start is 7.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we would probably have to get up around 5 then as well.
Yeah, so we would just go ahead and head out and get there on time, I would assume.
Around 6 or a little bit earlier than 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not early, you're late.
Emmy's there at 5:10. She's out of bed and immediately just walks out the door.
That's cheating.
Yep. So,
Is there any vendors open around the? Because we have to walk past the food or this.
you
food
guys are
fast.
way too early.
Okay.
You
I
won't
mean,
see...
is there any breakfast place?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering.
You won't see as the town, just for future knowledge, as the town doesn't really it's live until like 2 in the morning, and then the entertainment district is more bigger and more robust until like 2 in the morning. Obviously, the Craftsman's Terrace is less, and the residential districts are also less, and everyone either goes to entertainment or goes to bed. And then in the mornings, that stops. The entertainment district kind of is almost a dead zone until I would say 5 p.m. And the marketplace doesn't really open up until I would say 7.
I will be right back.
And the food doesn't even open up till like 8 or 9.
Okay. I was just wondering if there's some vendor who's like, here's some sweet things.
Nope, so yeah, you guys would be well beforehand. The guild door is open, so you can, Emmy, since you're first, you can wait in there, or you can wait outside, whatever Emmy wants to do.
Are there like statues and stuff outside?
Yeah, there would be a statue of, for this one, it's... Sorry, excuse me. It's a, what looks to be like an angel with a spear fighting a minotaur-looking thing.
Alright. While she waits, she'll just kind of use the statue as like a practice dummy, but I mean, she's going to keep the sword in its sheath and kind of just... And not hit it, you know, just kind of...
Yeah, just placed it there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how she spends her time waiting.
Alright, while you are walking to the tower, I want you to roll a dex check for me before you get there.
A natural 20.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're fine. You're feeling good today. Today's gonna be your day. Alright, so, Silver, England,
The streets are mostly empty, right?
oh yeah, like barren.
Yeah, so I'm a lot more lively than...
You feel a lot better now.
Yeah, less crowds, much better.
Yep. So as you approach in front of the tower, you see Emmy Shadow sparring, if you will, with her katana.
I don't approach immediately. I take out my my sketchbook and I just kind of rapidly scribble I'm not gonna say like a half-assed picture, but more like you ever seen like wire figures when someone's like gonna draw on it later, right? To more detail.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of like that. It's really rough. I just do that so I can work on it later. I don't know if he would actually have seen me or us stop watching it from the distance. I would have nudged Donar to stop.
I rolled a 19 on my perception, but so she probably notices you, but she doesn't acknowledge it.
Okay.
There's probably a 0% chance you wouldn't notice Donar standing there as just like this very conspicuous like mountain of a miniature dragon.
Well, here's for your perception check. Do you notice that I have a sketchbook out, or do you just notice that we're standing there?
I would say with a 19, she'd probably notice you got a book out. Whether or not it's a...
Okay.
She probably doesn't jump to the conclusion it's a sketchbook.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. Okay, so after that, I would approach and just say, "Good morning."
Morning. She says she doesn't stop her.
Practicing.
Like, yeah.
And now that I'm more awake and less skittish, I start talking to her and just like, "So what's the plan and why are we doing this exactly?"
Well, I need money. The guard said this was the best place to make money. He also said there were some things about some rare ore. That might be cool. It's like, I wonder what kind of swords they could make with rare ore.
Alright, I just listen and nod.
Yeah, man, she's still like doing her shadow sparring while having this conversation.
All right.
After you, while you're talking, I start turning around and looking around just to see if anybody else is arriving yet.
I'm about to say who would be next. I'll leave that up to everybody.
Yeah, I'll wander in.
All right, Biggledoon.
I wave in your direction.
I just kind of wave and, kind of shake my hair back and just say, so we're climbing this tower thing today?
Well, we have an orientation we have to go through, so we'll see how long that takes, and if we can climb the tower after it, or if climbing the tower is part of it, I don't know.
All right. Anybody else showing up? All right. I guess it's just you four.
That's all we need.
Not wrong.
Only needed 3.
Oh man.
Trying to take out my shield as we're waiting out front to start doing stretching techniques.
Oh, sorry. Was I muted?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say Kay shows up.
All
He
right.
needs money.
Okay, is there?
But he runs up hurriedly. He's a little late, I guess.
You're
Does it
probably
have
late.
Shadows under his eyes from lack of sleep.
I would say you're late by everyone else's standards of being an hour
Yeah.
early, but you're still probably like 15 or 20 minutes early. Just before 7.
Oh, okay. And he's leisurely walking. He's like, oh, I
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah.
And I know
But by this point, Emmy's already been there an hour and a half. It's like,
And he's like, oh shit, everyone else is here.
yeah, you
Oh,
thought
have you guys
you
been
thought you
here?
might have been early and you turned out to be the last person there.
Yep.
I'm just stretching. I'm just like, I think a while. Not even saying the exact time. Not helpful.
Not helpful. I love it. Alright, well, I know Ez said that he was going to be right back, so, but we'll have him have arrived with Donors Group just because it'll be easier. I won't start orientation, but you guys can at least enter at either
All right.
beforehand or at 7, whenever you guys want to do. Actually, if you wait long enough, at 6:55 promptly, you will see Claire enter the guild hall.
all right, that's our cue. It's like strap my weapon back to my side and head in.
All right. So she obviously takes note that you're there, and she goes, "Wow, you weren't kidding when you said you would be here."
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And I brought enough people.
Yep, you brought more than enough people. Orientation will start. Let's wait another 5 minutes to see if another group of newcomers show up.
Are you expecting one?
Yes, actually.
Do we have to wait for them? Like, are they climbing it with us?
No, you guys will go in separately. This will be explained in orientation.
Gotcha.
But yes, to save me the time of having to explain myself twice to 2 different teams, I'd rather just do it once.
Is the other team late yet?
No, I was early, and you guys were omega early.
I just hesitate. I'm like, what? Wait, what?
When? Okay.
My
okay,
shift
out of
starts
character
at
question.
7.
What time is it right now?
6:55.
Oh.
I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Donar, if for anyone that has if you happen to have the ability to read Dragonkin body language, is getting increasingly irritated because like his tribe would have like the same way of looking at it as the military does, from what I'm told. Where if you're not early, you're late.
Yeah, 15 minutes
Yeah.
early is on time.
He's pretty irritated that they haven't shown up yet, and he's having to wait for them.
It's been
I'm
20
also-
years and I'm still always at least 15, 20 minutes early.
Yep.
I've never been in the military, and I'm like that because my dad definitely was, and he drilled that into me as a kid, so...
Yep.
Yep. If you're not early, you're late.
True.
Yeah, we were always everywhere early, but not because of that. It was because my dad wanted to talk to people.
I'm actually visibly tapping my foot now. The time is
When Hunter gets back, so when Ez is back, we will start orientation so you guys can know what's up. I want him to listen to this, though. It's kind of important.
Yeah.
When it gets to around, like, the actual time it opens, you start seeing an increasingly dark trails of smoke coming out of Donar's nostrils. And he's, like, pretty agitated by the disrespect of someone showing up that late.
Alright, well, the guild hall is still pretty full for 6:55, much fuller than it was before, and as time gets by and it's closer and closer to 7, like, this big grand hall with, like, a whole bunch of tables is filled with adventurers. Either some have already gone to climb, other groups are meeting. The newer folk, you do see a 4 humans, a woman and 3 male. The males, 2 of them are black-haired. They are in white cloaks with gold etching. That seems to be their guild color. And
Do I see anybody that looks obviously like a rogue?
No.
Okay.
Everybody in this group is in cloth or armor. So nothing that you would, besides the cloth, right? Nothing that's mobile, but normally, as far as you know, thieves will wear leather. At least for some sort of protection, so.
Okay.
And at this point, promptly at 7 o'clock, Claire will be like, well, please follow me into this next room, and I will explain to you all how it works with the tower.
All right.
And then the group of 4 people actually start walking right behind her. And pretty much, even though you guys look weird, giving you guys like, just not even looking at you guys.
All right, let's go.
Yes, let's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming we're following immediately.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So she takes you to a smaller circular room, what looks like more towards the center, and she goes, "Well, so we have the dwarven dragons climbing up, and gestures out to you all, and we have the noble lions. Thank you guys so much for the Legend of the Hidden Temple names. No, just me. Yeah.
Close enough, right?
God. And she I will explain how things will work. You'll get your items, and then you can proceed when ready. And one of the other humans will be like, "Can we just make this quick?" And, like, cuts her off. And then she's like, "No, there's a process, and you'll listen." And he just kind of rolls his eyes.
Emmy kind of
rolls their
snickers.
Oh, the
Who was
human
it who
rolls
rolled
his
it?
eyes. The human that's
I'm
because
making mental note,
Claire's
I'm
an elf.
judging that person. Okay. Yeah, I'm judging that person.
Guys, making a mental note to judge that person, please. Thank you.
I am also silently judging this person,
I think.
Oh.
though I doubt they have the
Oh,
knowledge of body
Emmy is
language.
not so silent about it. She snickers.
Yeah, they don't pay even the snickering, no mind or nothing like that. They're just like whatever. And Claire continues. She goes, okay, so a lot about the knowledge and the way that the tower works, we only know because of our college, our academy that has been structured, and there's a lot of oddities to the tower, and it's dangerous, but obviously we've done our best through the help of partnering with the Merchants Guild and the college itself, to make this a lucrative enterprise with as little injury to you as possible. So first, I'll discuss how the tower works. So as far as we know, this tower has been just, appeared here 10 years ago now, from one of the gods, or the gods themselves, or is in collaborative effort, and every floor is structured into a different plane of reality. So the first floor is generally, it can be mountainous or undercommon, or the Underdark, or it can be, usually it's great for our craftsmen, where we find a lot of the ore and materials that not only are not here in the desert, but some are completely, as far as we know, unique to our plane. So that first level usually contains a lot of what we would suggest, if you do not have blind or blind sight or dark sight, to bring torches with you, or some sort of item to help with that. We've structured some of the other levels to see what generally the next planes are, but every plane and every floor can be unique and different. There's been some regularities. If you ask the Black Cloaks, they've mapped out probably the first 10 levels pretty easy. They know what's coming next. And they can even tell, based off where they currently are, what the next level is going to be. I don't have that knowledge, and they've kept that to themselves for the most part. If you're interested, you could either try to ask the Black Cloaks to share that knowledge, and she kind of almost sighs at the prospect of that, or the college itself may help if you feel like that structure would help you. Now, to help with this, since we know that it's a different realm of reality, we have expert wizards who've made these collars, these bracelets, sorry, not collars. And what these bracelets do is they link to the guild and tether you to this reality point. So, at any point, if you are in too much peril, you can hit this locator button, and it'll drop you to the base of the tower. And that base of the tower is where we have our healers. And this is why I said earlier to the Dwarven Dragons group, if you go towards the normal times of the day, generally our best clerics and healers from Bahamut are on duty then. The night shift doesn't really have a lot of people with great skill that want to take that shift. Of course, we do try to compensate for that, but it's just riskier that way. Now, the other thing to note is if you fall unconscious, you will automatically be tethered back. This is due to the magic, and God, what was your one-shot character's name?
I sent it to you last week.
I don't think you sent it via chat. I think you just told me.
Yeah. No, it was. I put it in the.
Oh, you're right. You put it in Discord, just in the main chat.
Therbin.
That's right. Therbin himself has actually made these bracelets. He is one of the colleges. He's the main head of the college at this point. So if you have questions about how it works, and there's also a way to turn that off if for whatever reason you do not want to come back when you're unconscious. But that magic has to be done by him. So you will get collars that are unique to your group. And the reason why it doesn't matter if you both go at the same time is because you will never enter. You and both groups can go at the same time, and you will never enter at the same location. But your groups will enter together. You guys will be tethered together in one instance because of the bracelets.
So if we always enter in separate locations, is there ever a chance of running into another group while in the tower?
Yes, there is. There has been competition for climbing is fierce. There has even been altercations to prevent people from beating scores or getting ore or fighting over resources. This is shunned by the Adventurers Guild. There is punishment for people who would take things too far. However, that is all met with the mayor in terms of court disputes. But
Right.
yes, there has been people in the past who have done dangerous things to other guild members and have been
Now,
banned.
will we be penalized if we defend ourselves in one of these situations?
That's not really on a call for me to make. Defense should never be penalized, but you would have to. That's all up to the jurisdiction of the mayor. It basically, you know, if you can prove that it was self-defense, great, but otherwise, it's really he said, she said, right?
I see.
And then the
I
human,
frown visibly upon these words.
the human group. All right, great. Can we go now? Yeah, that was all the basic information. But if you have,
Did any of them react different in an odd way when they were told that?
no, they don't care. They just
Or
wanted. You could
interfering
tell they're
with-
just impatient to just start.
Are they younger people?
Yes, they're all
Like,
very
or-
young.
I think at this point, Emmy is just going to ask, like, pedantic questions just to prolong the time.
Go ahead, ask your pedantic questions.
It's just like general stuff, like
When was the
what
tower
kind of
founded? What
Yeah.
stone material is the tower made out of?
what kind. It's like what kind of enemies should we expect on the first floor? Is there anything edible in the tower?
Yes, yes, there is. And as you start, the nobleman stands up, one of them, and just walks up and be like, "Just give us our collars. We're leaving."
I actually pipe up and like sit down.
He looks at you and says, "Don't talk to me," and just looks back to Claire and hands out.
Oh, that's rude.
And he
Saying Draconic, these guys seem like dicks.
he answers back in Draconic, "You are a dick."
Does he actually speak Draconic?
Yeah, it's on his sheet.
I will laugh in draconic.
I laugh
I'm like,
at
I
Draconic.
stand by
How's
what
that
I
change?
said.
Go.
Way.
I don't speak draconic.
Hey.
How's your game going?
Oh, great. So Claire at this point will hand them, knowing that it's better for them just to be gone, will hand them their group's bracelets, and they just turn around and leave.
Emmy will just be like, "Bye, have fun."
Have fun storming the castle. I hope you don't die.
I'm just like, they won't last long.
So at this point, yep, she'll look at your group and says, well, first, I want to thank you all for being respectful. If you have any, and giving me a good chuckle, looks at Emmy. He goes, if you have any actual questions, you could tell that she caught on what you were doing, and she smirks to herself. Please let me know. I am here to help. And if you think of anything later, feel free to use the desk, and you don't have to go right away.
I do pipe up and ask one question. I'm like, so the entrance to the first floor, is that similar to how we go up to the next floors, or how does that specifically work?
You know, and that's something that I normally don't tell people, because the adventurers all themselves tell me that it's a unique experience that, that others should get. But for being patient, you will basically, your bracelets can be used to feel the tether points to the next anchor, right? So all of these I believe the best way that Thraben has told me is all of these things are connected by threads. And as the bracelets are tuned to this reality, they can still feel the other threads. So as you get closer to another anchor point, you will feel a tugging from the bracelet of being like, hey, this is another alleyway. And what players are reported to see is a golden orb that other inhabitants from that reality can't see. Every floor seems to have different anchor points. Anybody knows like string theory? Think of stuff like that. But
Right. Like a tesseract.
yeah. And you could be closer to a different anchor point on one run than the other. There's also talks from the Black Cloaks who kind of keeps to themselves. They have the right now the longest clear percentage, but I even hear that the Black Cloaks don't even need to go to the first floors. They can start at floor 8. But that's just hearsay until the Black Cloaks haven't confirmed anything.
How do you keep track of how high someone gets? Is it like an honor system, or?
No, it's actually Thraben did an excellent job. So we can tell based off. So even though you're in a different reality, you're still also in the tower. You're existing in two places at once. So we can tell from the altitude of where you are in this material plane, like where that energy signal is how far up the tower you are.
Right. And I'm assuming since people go there to get ore and stuff, anything we find we can bring back and keep, or?
And this is another reason why you will be rewarded for not being impatient assholes. And she almost catches herself when she says assholes, right? Like, you know, she's normally very prim and proper, but you could tell that this first group really irritated the shit out of her. So she goes, now, as far as most material can, as long as it's on your body, can come through with no issue. Ore is usually like that. Currency, gold, magic items. The thing with magic items is before you're allowed to leave with them, they have to be vetted. We need to identify them beforehand. We would hate to have a cursed plague magic item unleashed into the city. So with the exception of magic items, everything else that does tether to your person, you're allowed to keep.
Alright, and does the tower or Adventurers Guild or whatever take a cut of that?
Yes, we will. So basically, we don't take a cut of any magic item that we appraise before you leave. We will generally give it a value, and we will either buy it from you if you don't want it. We will give you a fair market value, and if you don't want it, we'll just purchase it from you. If you do want it, what we usually ask is a 5% market value for just for appraising it and making sure that it is safe.
Alright, and like, if we find gold and stuff like that,
it's yours.
Awesome.
We don't take a cut of that. Because there's no way for us to ascertain how much gold you came in with and how much you left, and we're not going to make you empty your pockets.
I pipe up and I'm just like, you mean that you give us a tax on items, therefore you do collect some of the gold, that's why you don't take our gold.
Sorry, what was that? There is a, there's a guild fee, a monthly fee to, you know.
I just reiterate, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that it's like, there's still a fee, it's just a different kind of fee.
True. There's a fee to just climb the tower, and then there's a fee to appraise. Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, though, anything else that we think it's a pretty fair bargain. But of course, if you do feel anything is not fair, you can take it up with the mayor in the Merchants Guild.
Breakfast.
What's up? What'd you say?
You serve breakfast.
Do you serve breakfast? Are you asking her? Like, is she going to like go and cook you some food?
No, I'm asking them the part of the guild because she is speaking for the guild right now. So
Yes, the Adventurers Guild does have dining facilities.
Oh, okay, cool. And it is like it is. It is
But it sounded like you were just being like, bitch, get in the kitchen. Man, you guys are worse than the other group. Never mind.
Demands that she get in the kitchen.
God.
Jesus, I was even thinking that. Is this like you're talking about what the guild does and does not do? Do you serve breakfast and she takes it personally?
No, she didn't take it personally. I just didn't hear you. She's fine.
It's like, motherfucker.
Turns out she's one of
What
those
did you
really
just say to
toxic
me?
people that just chooses to take offense for no reason.
Yeah, she's it's like, don't worry, these bracelets are definitely not going to dysfunction when you enter.
You did not.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay, are you guys ready
So,
for your
Which
bracelets?
way is the entrance? And I'm gonna like point
Uh,
my fingers.
Well, they
different
walked
directions.
out to that front door, so she brought you into a circular room, and behind that room was another door. That is one door to the entrance that you did see them go through. The other asshole guild. The Noble Lions.
Yeah, not this asshole.
As
guild,
opposed
the
to
other
our
one.
asshole.
Yeah. This asshole guild
Yeah,
is a
as
totally
opposed
different
to
type
us.
of asshole guild.
Okay. As long as
So,
We're separate
and
from them.
she'll give you each a bracelet for you to put on. This is a magical item, but not one you have to attune to. Also, don't worry about putting it in your sheet. It can be damaged, though, and it can not work if it is damaged, just to let you all know.
So don't smash it against any rocks just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Experimentation!
Yeah, because then we'll have to see what happens if someone tries to carry you and use their bracelet to go back.
So all I'm hearing is everybody's glad that Narith isn't here this time.
Yes, that's
Yes.
exactly what I'm hearing. So the noble lions did leave through the door beforehand, but she also says there is another major entrance where you'll see a lot of other adventurers who haven't gone through orientation. We'll walk through that way
Alright.
because this
Wow.
is kind of a long trek just to enter the tower.
Is everybody ready to enter? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
let's do it.
All right.
Let's go get some money.
All I hear is it's time to see how nature evolves.
I'm gonna pull out my amulet to Melora and kind of kiss it as I'm walking through the door.
All right.
It's
And
kind of a good luck charm.
just a DM over the top question. For people that do not have dark vision, do you have some torches or something to see in in straight darkness? If your character would not be prepared, you feel free to ignore that question. But I do want to give my players a heads up. You are going to be Underdark.
Yeah, I have a adventurer's pack or whatever that comes with 10 torches.
Sweet. I was thinking mostly of you because I know you don't have dark vision.
Yep. Should have taken the blind sight feat.
Eventually, you'll be able to, and we'll discuss how that will work with eyesight. By the way, when we get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if everyone else is ready and doesn't have to worry about dark vision, we can proceed into the next room. 8:40 though is kind of a weird time to actually start a dungeon. 20 minutes before we stop. I won't have a good cutoff point if we continue, because right now this is kind of a big leg.
Are we gonna go to 10?
No, it should be 6 to 9.
Oh.
Because we started at 6.
69.
Yeah.
6, 3, 6,
We
9.
moved it up earlier.
I'm
so we
good
can end
either way.
early.
I don't need to prepare.
I'm fine ending
I
here.
apparently don't have dark vision. So.
You do not have dark vision? Do you have a torch? If you don't,
Kay has dark vision, but
Okay.
he can't perceive.
That's a different problem altogether. I can't help you with that.
How does that work?
She has crappy perception, or Kay has crappy perception,
I
but
get
she
that.
can
Oblivious,
have dark
but
vision.
can see in the dark.
I think of Thraben's
actually
character
know
where
it-
she fucking like just constantly reading a book as he's trying to like
Yeah.
walk through the.
Well, I guess the question is that if you have dark vision, do you even perceive that you have dark vision, or do you just think that everything gets kind of like muted in color at night instead of actually becoming dark?
Yeah, that's a fair question. All right.